Let us bow before our King and let us recite this together. Repeat with me. May the utterance of my heart be desirable before you.
Be desirable before you.
May the utterance of my mouth
May the utterance of my mouth
and the deliberation of my heart
and the deliberation of my heart
be desirable before you.
be desirable before you.
Oh Yahuwah,
O Yahuwah,
my rock
my rock
and my redeemer.
and my redeemer.
And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so. We have just recited to him in 1914, and it is so. We have received in his presence. We praise Abba Yahuwah for his mercy and his kindness towards us. There's a little room in here. But we do praise Abba Yahuwah for all that he's doing. For all that he's doing for us and that he's doing to us and all that was the knowledge and all that great stuff. So I appreciate the hour because it was cold and we were wanting the heat, complaining what it is, how I'm just saying facts. But I appreciate the hour. I truly do. All right, let's get into the word. Let's get into the word. First thing, I want to come back and do a brief overview. We're talking about the Muslims. And before we got into that section, we were talking about the four kingdoms were as follows. We talked about the kingdoms, and those kingdoms were Greek, Macedonian region, Thracia, Turkey, Babylonian, Persian, and Egypt. And so we spoke about them, and then we spoke about their character and how the writings explicitly speaks of them and tells us the type of people they are. And then we went into Saudi Arabia, other significant findings, and that's where we are now. And we are talking about more of the findings that are in Saudi Arabia concerning these people, the Arabs, the Muslims. And so it is important that we understand how does this fit with us now. Is happening. Nothing happens without being connected to something else. At once again, the importance of understanding who it is and who it is not, who the references of the writings are speaking of and who they are not speaking of. That is what is important. As we look in Yashaya chapter 10, and we saw in these verses that have not been fulfilled as traditionally believed. For this, we need to take a look at the references of Yashaya makes to the Assyrian king. This is not Sennacherib, as he never entered Jerusalem. So it's important that we understand as we looked at Yashaya chapter 37, verses 33 to 37, it gives us a great description of how the Abba kept him from going in, how he crushed the Assyrian army with the Malach, that Abba Yahuwah did not allow to come into and trample Jerusalem. But this is the future Assyrian king is allowed to do this. Yahuwah supernaturally destroyed Sennacherib's army, and he went home with a sad face. So we have come to understand that this was not the king. So we cannot place that king in this era. Now, what is also important is that note that Yahuwah has given Mitzrayim over to the fierce king, the anti-Mashiach. Egypt is deceived by Muslim leaders with whom they sit and eat at the same table, yet they lie and switch sides. So this is an ongoing thing. It didn't just happen, but it's going on now, even as we speak. This ties in with Daniel, who wrote in Daniel 11 and 24, he shall enter peaceably, even into the richest places of the province, and he shall do what his fathers have not done, nor his forefathers. He shall among them the plunder. Among them the plunder. spoil, and riches. And he shall devise his plan against the stronghold, but only for a time. And so it is suggested that it'll only take that this will only be done for a year. Now, for a year for us is is a season. Okay, 4 seasons. That's what makes up a year for us. The 4 seasons. We don't after Egypt's or Mitzrayim's judgment Bible in the Muslim world after Armageddon and not before. So it's important that we have dates, locations, and all those things on wrap. Why is it important to have it? Because unless we have the right ingredient, the ingredient for a great case is you have to have evidence, proof, witnesses, and that makes a great case because now you have something to build on. Without those things is imperative, and sometimes it's not as easy to prove a point because you have to have those things that are important, very important. So once again, it's looking at those things. Now, looking at other significant findings as we look in Yashayah, which is Isaiah 47:8. Therefore, hear now this: thou that are given to pleasure. Talking about how they are given into pleasure. Now, those of you that were with us on last week heard and saw that these are the things they do. We talked about this place here. Many Saudis with an abundant wealth engage in many expensive pursuits such as gambling and Vegas, Monte Carlo, especially designed top of the range cars for sports and outdoors. Many may ask what Monte Carlo is. This is a place that they are found. This is a place that they go and gamble. And you're not going to find anybody there that's not wealthy. It's one thing to be rich, but it's another thing to be wealthy. Wealth is different than riches. People that are rich can become broke. People that are wealthy don't get broke. You don't go broke.